Okay, so today my family wanted cornbread, but I really don't want to bake it. So here's something I like to do when we want a snack of something sweet and cornbread. Some of you might call these hoecakes, and it's more of a pancake, but you know, like cornbread. Okay, so in my bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of yellow cornmeal. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar. And you could do these savory, skip the sugar, but I want something sweet today for the family, or at least that's what they want. I'm also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to give that a mix. One large egg. 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. I'm using grapeseed oil. You could use 2 tablespoons of melted butter if you prefer. And I'm going to start with a 1/2 cup of milk. You could also add buttermilk. I'm going to go in with the rest. So let me see if 3/4 of a cup does the trick. I think I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of milk. Okay, so give that a good mix. And this is the batter. And I have a little secret. Growing up, what I used to like to do is take the Just Add Water pancake mix and add a little bit of cornmeal to it, and I would make these corn cakes. Okay, this is mixed. Okay, so I'm preheating my griddle. I have it on a low heat setting. I'm gonna add some butter. And I actually did swipe it with some cooking oil, but butter also helps. Now right in the center, just ladle some of that batter. Crank up the heat if you need to. I notice it's spreading, and that's a good indication that if it's spreading too much, that means the griddle needs to be a little bit hotter, so adjust accordingly. By the way, the smell of the butter when it hits the griddle, it just really takes me back. I'm going to let it go a little bit more. See how it starts to bubble and you can kind of see how it's cooking on the inside? That's exactly what you want before you give it a flip. There we go. And these little crispy edges with the butter, you can eat as is without putting syrup or anything on it. I'm actually going to make a warmed honey and butter with a little pinch of salt, which goes great with these, but by themselves, it's great with a cup of coffee. So I'm just going to continue making these, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, so now I'm going to make this warm honey butter. Taking a tablespoon of butter. Salted butter is what I like to use. I only have unsalted, so I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Okay, that should be... It'll still continue to melt, but that's enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Now I'm going to add honey. I'd say somewhere between a 1/3 cup and a 1/2 cup. I'm eyeballing it, of course. Okay, that should do the trick. Now just give it a mix. And actually it's already starting to bubble and simmer. So at this point you can just shut off your heat because it's really just to warm the honey, combine the butter, and in my case I added a pinch of salt just to get the salt to dissolve. And that's it. This is what I'm going to drizzle over these delicious golden cornbread cakes. I think that's what I'll call them. You can call them corn cakes. This is closer to cornbread. I mean, you technically could use this batter as a stovetop cornbread because that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm avoiding baking cornbread. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.